The decision has been made and Chicharito is already looking for a team abroad. Jose Juan Macías, a Chivas youth player, is leaving Pumas, and Gabi Milito has brought maximum intensity to the training sessions. Stay with us so we can talk about this and more regarding the Chivas team. I would like you to leave your comment, of course, especially regarding the situation with JJ Macías. I'm Jesus Bernal, and I thank all of you for your attention. Thank you very much for being here with me to talk about the latest regarding the Chivas team and all this situation that's happening within the sacred flock. Well, the time of Javier Chicharito Hernandez in Chivas is starting to count down. The soccer player will not continue with Guadalajara. I mean, that's the most likely scenario unless something strange happens in the next few weeks. But that's how it is, that Chicharito himself has already asked his agent to start looking for teams. But also, Hernandez has a situation that someone told me about where he wants to be close to his children who don't live here in Mexico. And that will be an important factor in determining where he could continue his career next semester, basically, because he'll have to do it that way in this upcoming season. So, there are options. There are several options. I remember that he once mentioned the idea of going to play in Australia, for example, or in the second division of England. But honestly, I don't think what he did at Chivas is enough for the second division in England. The championship is viewed as the world's fifth best league, ranking just after England, Spain, Italy, and Germany. So, with 4 goals in 2 years in Mexican football, I don't think that's enough. He'll probably have to look for another option. But yes, his agent is already working on that, trying to bring him offers and proposals so he can find the best possible fit. So get ready, get ready. We're witnessing the last moments of Javier Chicharito Hernandez wearing the Chivas jersey. And well, about Jose Juan Macías, man, it's really been complicated, hasn't it? It's unfortunate he was injured again, especially since this isn't the first time. Unfortunately, he was injured. That he has to go to surgery, that his recovery will take 9 months, and that in the end, it has come to an end. The contract with Pumas. I don't know if it was because the player decided it that way or if it was because Pumas made that decision. Because in the end, watch out, okay? I mean, his contract with Universidad was ending this semester. It ended there, and surely the renewal was going to come because of the 4 goals he scored and the minutes he had played. However, as reported yesterday by the people who cover Pumas, this situation ended up falling apart. There will be no renewal. He will pay for his own rehabilitation and surgery. We'll have to see if he comes back, since he did really well, didn't he? I mean, after being out for so long, he came back in great shape. He came back really well. And I insist it was an unfortunate play he had against the Cruz Azul team with Paradela. But what I'm getting at with all this is that, well, if that's the case, he'll have to look for his opportunity with a smaller team in Mexican soccer. I mean, someone who opens the door for him where it will be harder to score goals. Or maybe try in Europe to look for opportunities in second division clubs or something like that that could open the door for Jose Juan. But, well, his situation is unfortunate. He won't continue with the Pumas and he's been left without a team. If there's something Professor Gabi Milito has insisted on, it's been on demanding high standards. In these weeks of work, I mean always, right? But obviously in these weeks when there haven't been any matches, Chivas has been without official competition because of the Federación Internacional de Fútbol Association international break, and now the play-in is coming up. What they've tried and aimed for is to maintain the highest level of demand. And that's how it's been seen in the content that the people at Chivas have shared through social media. Where, look, you can see them working at full capacity, right? With everything. Strength training, explosiveness, extremely intense workouts that really make you push yourself. I mean, this is one part. There's also the tactical part, but they've taken advantage of this, right? For strengthening the players themselves. You can see Santi Sandoval there lifting weights, Piojo Alvarado doing lunges, and also Tiva Sepulveda. Anyway, right? Everyone has to go through this to work in the best way possible. And put in the intensity that Gabi Milito and his coaching staff demand. I think that's really good. Trying to maintain the intensity even though there's no competition for now. And I think they've achieved it. I think they've achieved it for now. I think they've been able to maintain that part and push the players, to give it their all. Right? To give it their all. To stay focused and concentrated on what they're supposed to do, which is to perform well on the field. Hopefully this will be reflected on the field. And that the break itself, it was for everyone who qualified for the playoffs. Hopefully this doesn't affect Chivas in this case. Roberto El Piojo Alvarado has already talked about what the match against Cruz Azul will be like. The Guadalajara player gave his point of view regarding what's coming up, and he's sure that Chivas has what it takes to fight for the title. Shall we listen to Roberto?
Yes, obviously, like you said, now we're thinking about the playoffs, about what's coming in the match against Cruz Azul. I think it's going to be a pretty tough match, but we're already focused on the goal we want. And obviously take it day by day and try to do things right.
Is that right?
It's special, right, Roberto, facing Cruz Azul in the playoffs because of what it once meant to this team?
Yes, it's special, as you said, because it's Cruz Azul, but obviously I want to do things right. I want to be able to help the team so we can win, so we can move on to the next round. And now we're all really excited to be able to fight for the title.
Do you guys have the advantage of having played with the national team? A lot of teams are going to be prepared. How much did that situation help you? For you, La Hormiga, Microtala, what about that situation?
Yes, obviously. For me, like you said, I got to have some minutes. That helped me a lot. But I think there are just a few days left before the playoffs start, so we have to prepare well, make the most of these days now that we're back at the club, and work at 100%. Surely we'll be working together with the group and doing specific drills. Looking ahead to the playoffs, I think we're in the best position possible.
The chance for revenge after a year in the playoffs, Piojo, to try to go further, to achieve good things.
Yes, obviously we have that little thorn from not qualifying for a few tournaments, and obviously we finished this tournament pretty well. We're happy with how things have been done. Probably now it's about thinking big, focusing on the goal, and like I said, trying to do things right. We're just as excited as everyone else, and this is a step-by-step process.
Do you think this Chivas is...
I think we have what it takes to fight for the title. We're here to fight for the title, and I believe the team is committed. The team is very united, and in that sense, I think we all have the same goal, which I think is important.
Besides Rios, America, and all the teams that are above you?
In the last match, which was against Rayados, it was noticeable. It was noticeable the team's desire. Classic match versus Atlas. I think the team is in a good moment. We're doing very well. We've really picked up on the coaching staff's ideas. So we have to try to take advantage of that. Try to enjoy it too, because you have to enjoy it. And like I said, fight whoever we have to face and go for everything.
Tomorrow, Daniel Rios, a player who belongs to the Chivas team, will take part in the Major Football League. They'll face Los Angeles Football Club in the conference semifinals, And well, as long as the team keeps moving forward, Daniel Rios will continue with this club. Playing for now. He has been a regular player, let's say. He's not a star, but he does get minutes, comes in as a substitute, and sometimes scores goals. He already has 1 goal in the playoffs so far, and honestly, he's fighting to try to get picked up by the Vancouver Whitecaps team. So let's see tomorrow how he does in that match against the Los Angeles Football Club squad in the conference semi-final. And the tickets for the Chivas versus Cruz Azul match, as expected, sold out. There are no more tickets for this match. They're sold out. The fans responded very well in order to buy these tickets. And well, simply put, there just aren't any left. They're already sold out on the Boleto mobile app itself. Well, people have decided that's how it is. That's it. If they want to get them, well, they'll have to do it through resale itself. It's not ideal or something that should be suggested, but it's going to be the only way to get these tickets. Obviously, a Chivas versus Cruz Azul match always creates excitement. Now imagine it in the playoffs. In the quarterfinals, it makes much more profit. So the box office is guaranteed for next Wednesday or Thursday at Akron Stadium. We'll see on which day this match between two teams looking to advance to the next round will end up being played. Regarding the Cruz Azul team, well, they also continue with their work, with their training from La Noria, of course, trying to get fully involved as well. Similarly, the break impacted them due to this situation. Also, La Máquina, the Intercontinental Cup that they will play in mid-December. So under that scenario, for Cruz Azul, it's vital to keep competing. If not, they'll have to stop and then go to the Intercontinental Cup. But anyway, Chivas doesn't care where Cruz Azul's focus is. Guadalajara needs to win this series no matter what, and by the way, save Christmas, because that way there wouldn't be soccer on December 25th. Yesterday the play-in started and we already have the first team qualified, which is the Xolos of Tijuana. They beat the Bravos of Ciudad Juarez 3-1, and the team led by Loco Abreu becomes Tigres' opponent. It won't be until next Sunday when we find out Toluca's opponent, which will come from the match between Juarez, who lost to Tijuana, and Pachuca, who also beat Pumas 3-1 yesterday. In this matchup, Juarez will be the one who comes out as the winner. They become the 8th seed in Liga MX and will face the Toluca team. The reward for coming from the play-in, having to play against the Diablos squad. Alright, we'll leave this video here. Thank you very much for your attention. Keep subscribing, commenting, sharing, and liking, and I'll see you next time. I'm Jesus Bernal. Goodbye.